Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is another Sims 4 speed build. This one is a little bit different than ones I've done before because I'm trying to use curved walls. Now, in order to get this to work, I had to do several different things than what I normally do to try to get it to work. Placing those round walls in different positions so I could pull them up and move them around. At one time, I think I actually had to make everything smaller just to try to get everything to work. Here's the photo that I'm referencing. Again, this was something that I found on Pinterest, and like all other speed builds I've done, an image will be linked in the description. Here I'm just trying to get the base down, and I realized, I guess from placing regular walls and then the round part, I actually had to go back in and rebuild everything because it wasn't making it enclosed. I kind of was looking around on the stuff that I had saved for Pinterest to do builds on, and this one really caught my eye. It's very, it's white plaster, so it's kind of like some of the other builds I've done before, but with that curved wall and the dark accents on the doors and windows, I thought it would just look totally different than anything that I had built before. I did, building this, actually put a lot of color inside, just because I thought with this type of build it might be nice to actually do some color since I haven't been building anything with a lot of color here lately. All of this is just me setting up just the basic layout of this build. I decided to do the roof as like a platform instead of doing a traditional type of roof, since the roof on this is flat. It took me a little while to figure out exactly how to color it and all that, because dealing with platforms is not something that I've dealt with before, since I've built a lot in Sims, but I haven't really used a lot of the newer tools and stuff that they've come out with in recent years, just because I haven't built a whole lot. The stairs gave me a fit because I actually had them in wrong to begin with. And there I was going to use a platform to kind of connect the stairs in the middle where they went up so I could make them a little bit bigger, but it just wasn't working. Everything seemed kind of squished because, you know, The Sims is totally different than how you would build in real life. So the wall or the hall is very, very narrow. There's a decent amount in the bedrooms and in the bathroom. The downstairs bathroom, which is that little triangle, not triangle, oh my gosh, I cannot think today, y'all. That little square, is the bathroom downstairs. Here I go, ended up having to do everything all over again because it just wasn't, I could not get this build to like work properly, and that, I feel like that is part of the issue of having those curved walls. They're still kind of glitchy. You can place windows on them, but they just kind of glitch out. And I actually had a very, very hard time when I went into live mode at the end after I got done building to take photos. In game, for the end of the video, I had a hard time trying to position it to where the windows weren't glitching out. And the only way that I could get it to do that without glitching out was to not show the roof. So at the end of the video where I'm showing the images of the house that I created, it looks kind of weird with the outdoor photo because there's no roof. So I had to zoom way out, but that's besides the point. I'm just going through putting lights and everything so I can see. I still ended up resizing some things here and there. I thought some darker tones would probably look pretty nice in this house. Chose some really dark floorboards. Chose a dark blue and a gray to go downstairs, just to kind of bring in a little bit of color but not have everything too muted. I think I ended up resizing that bathroom at one point too, so that's not even the final of it. I ended up resizing the hall, but then I ended up going back too, so. This was definitely one of the harder builds that I'd made, just because going off of the way the layout was that I was looking at was really kind of hard to translate into The Sims. Here I ended up making that room a little bit bigger because I was having a hard time trying to fit that dresser in there. I did realize in the last build, I think it was the last build I made, I went in and added, I think, a bin because I didn't have one in it. Or maybe I forgot to add the bin. I know I added that, the one portion of that build where I'd missed the detailing outside before I added it to the gallery. And I think I've already added this one to the gallery, but I keep forgetting to add bins and moving the mailbox. I think that's a problem that a lot of builders end up missing because it's kind of like an afterthought. It's not really something you think about having to worry about when you're building. Originally, I had that bathroom a little bit bigger and I had it a full bath, but I ended up going back and making it the bathroom the way it was in the original that I was referencing in order to fit in that dining room table. Finding clutter items is always a struggle that I have. Again, having not as many packs, it's kind of hard. So I end up putting some clutter items in like I do most of my other builds, but it's not overly saturated in a lot of clutter items. It's just a little bit here and there, kind of making everything staged. That was like a closet in the build, so I decided I would go ahead and make it a closet. And actually around this, sometime around this, I actually ended up talking to Rescuette Freak, who his channel is always linked down in the description if you want to go see him. But he actually joined me and was talking to me on Discord while I was trying to find all this different stuff to build with. I know he enjoys watching some of these videos, and so I was kind of showing him like how I go about building things and trying to find things to put in the houses. And after I got done recording this, we actually went and played Fall Guys on his channel, so make sure you go check that out. I tried to put a little bit more color in this house since the last build was very white, and of course the outside of this house is still very white, but I wanted to try to bring just a little bit of color inside since I've been doing a lot of just white and mid-tones in builds here lately. I really thought that balcony was cute, and I ended up finding some other little details to put in there later in the build. There's the bin. I finally picked out a bin. And I couldn't find the mailboxes, and then I guess I realized after I made this that it was like off to the side somewhere and I could have just moved it, but I'm not really sure where it is in this whole process. The front of the house had a little bit of greenery and some plants around the front, so I just tried to mimic what I was seeing in the photo. I think I ended up putting some big bushes along the rest of that side just because it was looking kind of bland. I finally added some windows to the back. The only windows I'd added at that point were on the front of the house, and definitely needed some windows coming out the back. And there was a back door to the build, but I didn't see what the outside of the house looked like at the back, so I just made this tiny little porch and then put a bin out there. And then I added some lights to the front and the back and decided I would add a little circle window in there and the little porch up top, which there's actually one in the photo that I was looking at. I just hadn't noticed it before. And then Wreckfest Freak suggested that I add some little lights or something out front by the patio, or out front by the walkway, so I ended up doing that. And I hadn't added the cabinets into the kitchen yet, so I went through and tried to decide what to do there. The cabinets always seem really, really low for some reason, so I moved all these up to the crown molding at the top. I still think they're kind of low, but if they're all the way up to the top, it kind of looks weird. Again, just trying to find some things. And here is the end. I added a little fence back at the back. Here's the living room. And there's the kitchen. And of course, this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure you go ahead and give it a like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and it will let you know when my next video comes out. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you next time.